We are here at round one of the Belgian Waffle Ride in the desert of Arizona. This 103-mile race course will climb over 7,000 feet and push riders to their limit both mentally and physically. Our guy here, Luca, well, he has never ridden 100 miles on a bike. And he plans to tell a lot of people that throughout the weekend.
This is my first time riding over 100 miles.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that was my first 100 miles in the books. First time I rode 100 miles, so.
Congratulations!
Yeah. If you guys have followed me, you know how much I love to mix it up on different bikes. So that's pretty much exactly what we're gonna do this year. Kind of in the past, I've pretty much primarily focused on downward facing terrain.
Here we go, Luca Cometti up against Andreas Kolb. Cometti, is he gonna do it? Will it be enough? Luca Cometti advances of our Luca Cometti 10th qualifier.
This year, we're gonna really mix it up and do 10 disciplines throughout the 2024 season. We're gonna go ahead and start that this weekend on this thing, which I have never really competed on before, and it's about as far from my comfort zone as I've ever been. We're gonna race 100 miles here in Cave Creek, Arizona for the first BWR of 2024. I think we're like 8 miles into the race course right here. We're gonna do a little loop, which is actually, I think, like the last maybe 15 miles. I've never ridden this bike out of California, so we'll see how she handles the Arizona terrain. So yeah, let's go check out this this course. Heyo. So this is like 85 miles in. This will be a little more suffery come Saturday, I think.
Luca is in for a good show on Saturday. He's in for the main event, and we're looking for a top 20 finish.
Top 20. Downtown. Pack and pick up tomorrow. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, it's a little warmer today than yesterday. It's a little concerning. I feel all right. A little tired from yesterday's ride. I think it'll really settle in when I pick this thing up and be like, all right, we're really doing this.
Hello.
Hello. You're all set. Do you need my ID? Or just my name?
Just your last name.
Okay, Cometti.
Do eat it.
Here we are. Number 256.
Sweet.
Ready to go.
Yeah, they'll definitely call up like the favorites
Yeah.
to the front, and then after that it's just kind of
Oh, just freestyle.
the beauty of gravel racing. It's just place yourself where you want to be.
Be right up front. You
Yeah.
doing the full waffle?
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's the plan. See if we make it back here. I think as long as I make it through that dirt stuff, I can just go like full coast, double leg cramp all the way back into town. If I need to. I talked with Pete on the phone.
Hey.
Hello.
Who is Pete, you ask? Well, Pete Stetina had a 10-year World Tour career from 2010 to 2019, racing against the fastest road racers on the planet. Since his tour days, he has focused primarily on gravel racing. In 2021, he was the most winningest gravel racer in the world. So let's say he knows a thing or two about this discipline.
Yeah. What is this project? Tell me about it.
The plan is to do 10 different disciplines, all on 2 wheels. Start with gravel. We'll do dual slalom, downhill, e-bike enduro, regular enduro, like a multi-day enduro, mega avalanche, pump track, speed and style. Oh, and a free ride event. So that's 10.
What is your objective, I guess?
I would say my goal would be just to finish like confidently, not like be cramping
On
through
your
the finish line and like crawling.
Yeah, man, as far as fueling, I mean, that's going to be your biggest thing, is like you got to fuel enough to have enough energy to go for 6-7 hours, but then also you have to be used to doing that, because all of a sudden you're going to be taking on more than you've probably ever done in an endurance effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, 90 grams of carbs per hour is good.
Okay.
Basically, you want to shoot for 300 to 400 calories per hour, if you want to think of it that way.
So we are here the day before the race. I got the help of these guys, Hammer. They sent me a bunch of stuff for this race, and they have a handy-dandy 8-hour fueling guide, which I think is about the amount of time I'm going to be spending on the bike. And for water, we're going to go Camelback for the day. If I can get to the finish, 103 miles, and not have cramped, I'll be happy. No result-based goals in mind, really just getting to the finish line.
These two are the most successful riders in Belgian Waffle Ride history.
In position, waffle. Oh, further up. Okay. Yeah.
You want to say anything to your mom?
Hope I don't cramp and die. Got 10 minutes still to start here. Just got in line. There's a ton of people here this morning. I think there's like 1,100 people signed up for this race. The bigger group, which is the 100-mile race, will go off first. So we're kind of up near the front-ish. I think all the fast boys are really up at the front.
Such a small area, but right now it is on.
The race starts off with a nice 7-mile climb out of town to warm those cold bodies up. While the top guys are battling for position up at the front, Luca's plan is just to stay with the group and try to stay out of any direct wind to try and conserve as much energy as possible. You can guarantee this guy's short sprint wired brain is really battling not going all out at the start, but that's no way to finish a race of this caliber.
Turned onto the dirt. The moment we hit the dirt, some guy next to me just weeded it right in front of me. Luckily, I was able to dodge him, get around him, and then from there, we kind of went into some double track where I was able to make quite a few passes. It was pretty much like a downhill pump track, which was awesome. Turns out lots of guys who race gravel aren't super familiar with pumping. I think they're more into the pedaling. And then from there, we went into some more moto single track, maybe the most technical section of the course, or one of the most technical sections. Quite a bit of up and down. Once again, I was kind of able to sneak around a few people in that kind of single track section. Went from there onto some kind of more wide open double track, and then we finally kind of got to our first road sector besides the start. Was able to slot in behind a few people for that road sector as well. I think we were averaging like 25, 26 miles an hour on the flats, which was pretty insane on gravel tires. And from there, we kind of got over to McDowell, which is, I guess, kind of the back portion of the race. And I was actually kind of blown away how smooth and fast all the riding was back there. I definitely kind of backed off the pace for a bit. I was kind of trailing this girl who was saying apparently she had the flu or some food poisoning. So I was sitting in behind her, cruising, trying to get my heart rate to drop. I think maybe the first 2 hours my heart rate was around a 160 average. So I was trying to get it down towards the 150 range because I thought that was kind of a spot that I could maintain for the race. Pretty much got to, I think, aid station 4, which was where I saw Jake and Tanner, who were shooting. I think we're like 50 miles in. Feeling pretty good. Was going pretty hard at the start and had to back it off a bit just to make sure I don't freaking explode. But that last bit of single track was sick. It was so fun. It was like average 18 miles an hour and just like ripping. So that was a good time. Enjoyed it. So I think we're about halfway.
At the halfway mark, Luca seems to be feeling pretty fresh still. However, the majority of the climbing is still to come.
And from there, I kind of was at the point where I got my heart rate back down, so I started to try and ramp it up again and put in a good pace. We got into some more sort of technical single track, pretty bumpy. Was able to actually get past a few people there that I felt like were kind of holding me up in the rocks. Stopped at one of the aid stations to fill up some water.
What's your name?
Luca. What's that? Luca. What'd you say? What's my name?
No, I said, what's your name?
I was like, I don't know why you need my name. I swear I'm racing, I have a number. Just water. And then we were kind of back onto that single track moto trail that we started on, but in the reverse direction, which was actually quite a bit harder. And that's where the graveyard really was, of people that were just bleeding, people just looking real defeated. I think by then we were about 70-ish miles in, and you could tell people were definitely feeling it. Luckily, I was still feeling pretty strong. I was kind of yo-yoing with this kid on the orange bike who actually had that big crash for most of the day. I think he was racing the 18 and under category, so younger kid, but we were kind of going back and forth the whole day.
I wear this crown of thorns.
We got nice cement descent, asphalt descent, into the biggest climb of the day. I think the final climb was around 1,500 feet or 2,000 feet. Mostly asphalt, and then went onto dirt for a little bit. Funny enough, I saw my good buddy, Bubba Warren, who didn't tell me he was coming out here. They pulled up next to me, and I was kind of mind blown that they were out here. So I saw them for a quick moment, and then kept chugging along, got onto the dirt. All right, last bit of dirt, climbing. Got a little more climbing after this, but got a decent descent coming up, which will be nice. Keep on trucking. And that was actually the section that we went on in pre-road, so I had a pretty good idea of what was to come. And it was pretty high-speed, sort of double track, and then finished with a little bit more single track. And the moment that I got off the dirt and got onto asphalt, knowing pretty much to the finish was just a 5-6 mile pedal down. The initial climb we started on, I was pretty relieved that my body kind of made it through the whole thing.
I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again.
Got down to the finish. I think we were at right around 7 hours and 20 minutes to finish 103 miles.
I would find a way.
Pretty awesome race, not gonna lie. Didn't cramp?
No way.
Yeah, didn't cramp. Nutrition was on it. I felt honestly pretty strong on it at the end. I mean, I was even able to put in like a sprint.
Would you do it again?
I'd probably do it again. It's hard work, but you got a lot of time to yourself.
Guess what the winner pro did?
I'm gonna go under 5.
5:09.
Wow, well, that's respectable. Yeah, 2 hours and 15 minutes after dudes who get paid to do this for a living. I'll take it. I just want to get to the end. And I think I beat at least one person with shaved legs, so I'll take that as a win too. It's pretty wild to see just how fast those top guys are. I guess you really don't have an understanding watching videos and seeing photos just how fast those guys go until you come and do a race and kind of can directly compare yourself to those guys and just see that their pace is just so much higher than the amateur categories. Yeah, that is race 1 of 10 disciplines done. And next up, we are headed to the Sea Otter Classic for maybe the biggest dual slalom race of the year.
On course right now, Luca Cometti, who's always a threat at slalom.
From a 100-mile race down to racing 30 seconds, so about as polar opposite as you can have 2 racing disciplines. We'll see you guys at Sea Otter for round 2 of this 10x2 series.